EDC 100.
EDC 100, and it's been a while. He walked in, and we both embraced and looked at each other. Brendon's here from Panic at the Disco. Hello.
It was a beautiful moment. Good to see you.
Man, so happy to have you back.
Thank you. It's good to be
Always
here.
been a huge fan of the music. Always been, like, enjoying, and I'm holding your album. It's so cool to hold something that comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a tangible thing. It's great. It's exciting.
And our interns were kind of like being nostalgic, too. They opened the liner notes, and they're flipping through slowly like it was some kind of archaic... something that belonged in a museum, almost like the Declaration of Independence.
I like it.
They were like, I love liner notes. I miss reading this.
I know, me too. It's nice. It adds something to it.
And it kind of just throws it back to like when the first record came out and stuff. And when we were, playing that first record on Z, just how things have changed. Everything. I mean, iTunes, the internet, Twitter. My God, man, it's changed. All of it.
It's going crazy. Yeah, there's so much we have to do, and I'm so excited. Finally, tomorrow. It's crazy.
How does the process change from way back when to where we are now? Have things changed? Have how you guys as a band and how you've arranged things and the thought process? How is it from where was it then to where it is now? So
much has changed. I mean, we started as a 4-piece, collaborating on stuff, and then 2 members left next record. And then the next record, I had to pick up the slack. And then, I think last record, I was trying to build up a confidence that I finally found on this record. And it was super exciting. I mean, keeping it exciting through the whole recording process. I'm very, very proud of this record. It's huge. It's awesome.
Is it tough being like the one constant along the entire thing? Is it tough, like, and reminding the newbies, okay, we were here before, but you weren't here. But is it tough to like keep track of that?
Yeah, I like it. I'm the nucleus. I like it. I'm keeping it all together.
Jam on it. You are the nucleus. Sorry. Wow, that's just.
There you go. I'm just getting nerdy with you.
Throwing it back. No, it's all good. And the album, Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die.
Yeah.
What a title.
Yeah,
you
right?
Just sit there, you read the title, then you have to like turn your head and kind of ponder
you
it
go,
a little bit.
What? Really? Yeah.
It's really well produced.
Thank you.
I was one of the people streaming it last night on YouTube. I went through the entire thing. We just moved last night, so I was unpacking, and it was soothing to enjoy your music.
Nice.
While unpacking.
Well, thanks for doing that.
So, yeah, and it's really well produced and really well done.
Yeah.
And it tells a story.
Yeah, it does.
And it's good. It's a good Panic record. It's
Thank you.
quintessential your band, your sound.
Yeah, I love it. It
doesn't sound like someone else.
No, definitely not. I think this record's super eclectic. I mean, every song is very, very different from one another. But yeah, like you said, very well produced. Butch Walker killed it again.
Yeah, how does that happen?
He's amazing. I don't know. I mean, from last record to this one, it's already been a huge jump in just difference of sound. And like, he's crazy. He's so talented. Love that guy. He made it great.
And of course, with every band and every song, I make sure that the bass lines don't sound like Journey's "Don't Stop Believing," and none of them did. None of them did. So no.
That's a tough one to do too.
So an English comedy duo can't go on stage and just sing your song along with everything else.
Along with 20 other songs, yeah.
Be honest, when that you know the video I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's great.
When that came out, were you just like, oh Christ,
yeah.
Oh my God?
Yeah. It's Journey. It's Maroon 5. It's Carly Simon. It's like every big pop song ever. Yeah, but I kind of want to be included in that. Maybe we'll start a new progression. We'll see.
But do you want to be included, or do you want to just do you go the whole time go, oh wait, this can't sound like Journey?
Yeah, that as a conscious, it's definitely a conscious thing. I mean, it can't. I love Journey, but. Yeah, this record's so not Journey.
So not Journey.
Not Journey.
Instead of like a warning label at the bottom, when you go and buy, if you go into a Best Buy or anywhere that still sells CDs, you'll see this record does not sound like Journey.
You have the disclaimer on the bottom. This record
here
has nothing to do with Journey and sounds nothing like Steve Perry.
Made that happen. It'll be amazing.
Batteries not included.
You got married back in April.
I did.
And your wife is in the studio. But
she is right here.
She does not want to be included right now. She looks amazing.
She's shy. Thank you.
Good job.
She's beautiful. Thank you very much.
Give me the backstory. You met when?
We met, oh God, like 6 years ago. We've been together for 5 years, and we met on tour. And I tried to steal her from her guy at the time, but, didn't happen. So I had to wait. I waited, and we finally met up again. And I stole her then. I snagged her. I was like, I got you.
Were you friends with this dude?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But
are you currently friends with this dude?
Luckily, it's not weird. I mean, I'm acquaintances, I think. Like, I've met him a few times.
Okay.
Like, we're friendly.
Yeah.
We don't really hang out. But
wasn't invited to the wedding.
No, there's no animosity. Definitely not invited to the wedding. It was a very small wedding, let's be fair.
Was he outside valeting at the wedding? Was he parking cars?
Yeah, no, he was parking cars.
There?
He was passing out champagne. We didn't invite him. He was just doing it on his own. No.
Yeah. So then did they break up and then you just jump? Okay.
Broke
so it wasn't like, hey girl, you know what you need to do.
No. I wasn't stealing anybody. It was, hey girl, listen.
It wasn't like a Casey and JoJo. Like,
girl, you know you need. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't like that at all. All right, good.
It was not a Drake situation, but yeah, it was. I mean, it luckily worked out. It was very serendipitous. We met up again and been together ever since.
It's good that you were together so long. Normally, I'm against that, only because I did that, and you don't get the credit of the 5 previous years or the 6 years. So it's like it's the equivalent of dropping $1 in the Starbucks tip jar when the barista has her head
when he
turned.
turns around and doesn't see it, and you're like, dude, I just tipped you.
Because you go, how long you been married? A year. Oh, newlywed, you're so in love. But then you're just like, you both are just chilling on the couch playing Words with Friends, watching HGTV, and like people don't understand.
Exactly.
We've been together for a long time.
They don't get it. They don't get the struggle,
And so she's totally cool with the touring, the nonstop touring.
Totally cool. Yeah, we have a
part
rule.
of it?
Yeah, we have a rule. She comes out and visits me actually quite a bit, but we have a rule that we can't go more than 3 weeks without seeing each other, which I like that rule. And luckily, it's been every couple weeks, every 2 weeks, we've been seeing each other, which is good. Because I drive myself crazy. If I get homesick, I'm a little wimp. I start to cry. But she comes and makes it all better.
Will she bake for you? Does she bake? Will she send things to you?
She is a hell of a cook.
Shut up!
So good.
Really?
Dude, no idea. Yeah, it's crazy. So good.
You can't see her right now. Maybe if you Google some images online, you can see what she looks like because she's not camera ready at the moment. Although she's perfect right now. Dude, I'm not macking your wife, but she looks Katy Perry-esque.
Yes. Yeah, she gets that a lot. Dude, everywhere we go, seriously.
People think
everywhere.
you're right. Yeah.
Did you know that you look like Katy? No, I didn't know that. Yeah. No, I don't look in the mirror.
She ever fire back? I am Katy Perry. Do it. Just one day, just do it.
I tell her to pull it off. Like, she could totally pull it off.
Yeah. I mean,
she had to take some pictures in London one time. The paparazzi were chasing her.
Oh, my God.
Pretty awesome.
They're confused. No, it's her. It's her, I swear. So let's talk about this touring. You were nonstop with Fall Out Boy and 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
You've got a month off, and then you're back at it again.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going back to Europe with New Politics, actually. I've hung out with those guys a few times. They're awesome, but never toured. And I've seen their live show a couple of times. They're crazy good, super good. But the Fall Out Boy tour was awesome, man. Like, we haven't toured with them since we toured with Blink. But we did a Blink 182 tour, and we both supported them. And, like, it's been a few years.
So it was like going back in time. It was just like,
it was. It was kind of like going back in time, but kind of like forward in time. Like, they're a totally new band. I guess the one consistent thing is, like, we're all good friends. So we, the pranks were, just a numerous amount of pranks.
Oh, do tell the best prank.
Oh, dude.
Between you and Fall Out Boy.
I mean, there's just so many. They you know what Drunk History is?
Yes.
They asked me to do a Drunk History.
In case you don't know what Drunk History is, Google it right now, along with
Google
pictures
it.
of Brendon's fiance,
it's
wife.
Phenomenal.
And Drunk History, it's basically all these people recount drunk people. They're drunk people. They're drunk, and they're recounting history, and it's amazing. And if they taught it in public schools, we'd all know everything about the world. We'd know things for years.
So I retold the history of Fall Out Boy. Totally waste. I didn't recall a thing. When I woke up the next day, I had to watch the footage, and I was totally shocked. Like, it was a different person I was watching. It was crazy. But it worked out. That was pretty fun. I totally agreed to do that. And the last show that we did, I went out, I would go out with them and perform on stage. And the last time that I did, the last show, I went out just eating a sub sandwich, and I sang the rest of the song with my mouth full of food. And it was pretty nice.
I know that Gaga would see that as some sort of artistic infringement upon something she's tried.
I went out with the sub sandwiches stapled to my jacket.
You'll get a C&D from her. You're gonna say, yeah, it's going to happen. Was part of the Drunk History retelling of Fall Out Boy where they didn't feed Patrick for a solid year.
They starved
I love
him.
that dude. When he came in here, I was like, how?
Yeah.
How? And he was vague. He was like,
dude,
portion control.
That's what he told me too. He's like, dude, portion control.
Yeah.
He's actually really good about it. He hits the gym like every day. It's crazy. He's like super good about it. But yeah, man, they're looking good. They actually to retell the whole story of my drunk dialogue, they dressed up as themselves from 2005, and it was amazing. I mean, Pete with his Liza Minnelli hairdo, and like Patrick with his sideburns and the trucker hat. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, Pete, honestly, there was a while where you could like A.B. Pete and Adam Lambert and kind of get confused as to who is who.
Yeah, a little bit.
For just a couple months.
Just
back
a couple
in the day, you
months.
could go back and forth.
If we're going to be fair, yeah.
So let's go through the record. I love doing this right before the record comes out.
Yeah.
I will say the title. You just give me a little brief synopsis of what the track's about before we hear it. Kind of like an appetizer for your ears. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Gospel, the track that's currently the single.
This is Gospel. I love this song. I almost didn't put this on the record, actually, because I was nervous to show people. It was very, very honest. Actually about, I've said this before, too. It was about Spencer, our drummer, who is currently getting help for his addiction. It was about his addiction problem, and I wanted to address it. I mean, I wrote the song, and I was kind of scared to show him, scared to show anybody, but I'm glad I did, because it's very anthemic, and I feel like the way that the music's presented, it was actually uplifting to talk about, very cathartic.
When he was receptive.
Yeah, totally.
And you were afraid you're going to get the, you dick. You're afraid you're going to get that.
Like, how are you going to tell people this? But he was like, yes, I want to be honest about it, which further helped him get the steps into recovery, which was awesome. So that one, I love that one. It's very anthemic. That's the perfect word.
Miss Jackson, which we've heard.
Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
I love this one. I wanted this to be the first single because it was so different from anything we've ever done, but I felt like it was a really good introduction to how eclectic this record is. Like, the songs are so different from one another, but it sounded so exciting, like nothing we've ever done. And that's about something I went through like almost 10 years ago, almost a decade ago, with a girl, being super cavalier in my sexual exploits, I guess, and not really worrying about other people's feelings till it happens to you, and you're like, man, this is how I'm making people feel? Like, that's the worst thing ever.
And LaToya Jackson never called you back.
And she never called me back. What? What'd I do?
That's Miss Jackson. He sips on his water, and I bring up Vegas Lights.
Vegas Lights. I love this one. Like, the music, I wanted to have this kind of club feel a little bit. But yeah, Vegas Lights. It's just an homage to the city I grew up in. I kind of had this new appreciation, this deeper love for Vegas, this my hometown, and I wanted to get that across. Like, we've always had the influence of like the theatrics in our live show, but we've never directly talked about it, and that's what I wanted to do with that song.
Second artist I know who is from Vegas, Neo, also in Vegas too as well.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever hang out? Do you remember?
No, dude. I met him one time on the red carpet at the VMAs in Vegas, and he was like flirting so hard with this girl, and I was so nerdy. I was like, yeah, no, she's really pretty, and that's really cool. He's like, yo, girl, your skirt's popping. Like, yo, that ass is so. I was just like, yeah, no, you're very pretty eyes. It was such the opposite ends of the spectrum.
You know what else is popping? Corn at the movie theaters.
I'd take you on a nice dinner, and I would respect you. And
He's funny because he talks about his Vegas and maybe your Vegas experience, your upbringing in Vegas, slightly different from his. He knew as a child, as a teen, that women from out of town will do anything in Las Vegas and don't tend to card dudes who look older. So he kind of was telling me that it was a fun time. Growing up in Vegas. For him.
I can believe that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're like, I would drive by the casino.
I would notice people doing debaucherous things, and I don't agree with it, but it's okay. I accept it.
And I would keep going. Girl That You Love, man.
Girl That You Love, dude. This song, I love it. It has like a Depeche Mode 80s kind of feel to it, which I think is great. It's a lot darker sounding, but the song, I actually started writing it in French, and it was called Que de je mauve. And we thought like it sound, I didn't want to do the song in French. Like, that's really pretentious. Like, what am I doing?
Thank you.
So I showed the guys in the band, and they were like, yo, we should match up English words to what the French words sound like. So Que de je mauve became Girl That You Love, and we started matching up the syllables and like the phonetics. Like,
so you're full on fluent in French?
I am not fluent in French.
Then why would you do that?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
It was such a dumb move.
There's only so far you can go on Google Translate before you get busted.
There's only so far you can go on Babelfish.
Yeah, someone's going to call it BS. And I don't think you smoke, but nicotine?
I do smoke, actually. Yes. On and off. Not like, pack a day or anything, but...
Does the missus want you to stop?
Or
does she join in on the fun?
We went through it a couple times. She joins with me sometimes.
Right.
After a good meal with some glass of wine.
Drinks,
Yeah, it's always the drinks. That's always what it is. But yeah, nicotine, that's another true story about my past, something I went through. But I wanted to relate it, personify the cigarette as a woman, like the addiction. She's so bad for you, but you can't help but go back. You can't break that habit. So that's exactly what it's about. I love that song. It's really fun.
And if you fall asleil in bed with her, she
will
burn
set you ablaze.
And you die. That's what happens. Girls, boys. Well, you gotta giggle from both sides.
Yeah. Yes. This one is, pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty straightforward. In my experience, I've known plenty of girls who love girls and guys, and that's really what it's about. And I'm attracted to that. I think it's very hot. It's not just It's not just about bisexual behavior. It's about barsexual as well.
Yeah.
There's girls that will party and then just kiss in the bars, get the guys going. It's fun. It's a fun time. Sexy.
I would have chosen the title "Swinging Like a Dutch Door," but that's just me.
Damn, where were you when we were writing this?
I've been here the whole time waiting for you to come back.
I will give you full credit. I'm writing a song called
next album. If you see track 12, "Swinging Like a Dutch Door," I swear to God, I want money. Please pay me.
You're getting full credit, 100%.
Swinging Like a Dutch Door. Oh, this is sad. Far Too Young to Die.
Far Too Young to Die. This one actually, I have to admit, was written by our bass player, Dallin. He started it with a verse and chorus, and it had this different vibe to it. It didn't really fit with the other songs, but I liked the melodies and the chord progression a lot, so I wanted to make it work, and I asked him to let me just work on it for a little bit, and I built up this production around it. It was very, the way that he had it was kind of like guided by voices, like Flaming Lips stuff, which was cool. But I wanted to make this party record, like this big sounding, celebratory thing. So I made this dance track that sounded like a Casio mixed with like some '80s kind of Cure synths and stuff, and it became the song what it is now, which is I think it's awesome. Yeah, it ended up great.
You and I love that same sound, that kind of '80s,
yes,
Depeche, Cure. all the Human League,
all
that kind of stuff. If it had a synth in the 80s and there were people with hair much like yours, only they were hit by lightning.
The puppet.
Yeah, that, but only lightning.
Yeah, exactly.
And that same synth. And it's so funny. You go back and you listen to that old stuff, and the synths and all that stuff. People are trying to like emulate that same sound, and it's all that's. It's like 1983 back at you. It's all that same sound that's back now.
I know. I'm still trying to like mimic Aha's Take on Me so bad, so bad. Which actually, I believe the next song is pretty much a mimic of it. Yeah.
Okay, so 18 cents sent to Aha every time we play that song. Gotcha.
Damn it.
And this sounds like an Usher song, Colorful.
Colorful, yeah. So this is the one that I think sounds like Aha's Take on Me. It sounds like an 80s, like the song missing from a John Hughes movie, basically.
Perfect.
Kind of great. But yeah, she
gets married?
The full lyric is colorful of chemistry, which is, lipstick on the collar, a little debaucherous bit of nature there. I love this song. It's so different. It's really, really poppy. There's a really cool synth sound in there. And this was like actually one of the first ones we wrote that just
and the only one I didn't hear last night. I'm mad that I didn't hear that song.
It's great. It's really great. You got to listen to it.
Wow, I got to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that this is track 10, as if on purpose, the end of things.
The end of things.
Last
the
track
end
on the
of
record.
all things.
Yes.
Yeah, this one actually. This one is the most different song because there's no drums. It's piano, my vocal, a vocoder effect underneath, and strings. And it's just 3 chords. It's like very sad sounding music, very somber, but the lyrics are very happy. And I wrote it actually before me and my wife were married, and I wanted to write, we kept our vows private, so I wanted to write this promise to her. There's my sappy moment. And I wrote this promise, and it became this really beautiful track. Very, very pretty, just, how I see our future heading and like how I feel at the moment, just excited about getting married and like finally found someone to live for, love of my life. So yeah, it ended up I felt like it was just a good way to end the debaucherous nature of the CD with, some recompense of like, finally I can, this is good. I like it. I'm happy with where I'm at.
How far into the relationship with her did you stop dating other people? Was it like instantaneous where you had so many feelings, you're like, I don't have any interest?
It never really stopped. I mean, it's never going to stop, but that's fine. It doesn't matter, and it's real. You know what I mean?
But seriously.
But seriously, yeah, no, I was like single, and I wasn't seeing anybody for like a year before we got together. I was just done. I was like, I'm never gonna find anybody. I was so down in the dumps, and then I found her. It just happened. So booyah.
And everything just stopped. You knew at that point. You're like, I'm done. I'm done.
Yep. I was like, I don't need to look anymore. Found it.
You love the 80s. So it was much like the movie Coming to America. For what you just had women bathing in the bathtub.
Yes.
That was exactly.
So love.
Yeah, that's what you were. Seriously.
Oh God, I love it.
The references in this interview. I swear to God. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy you found somebody.
Thank you.
You found, you know what's going on, and everything seems to be clicking.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I get from just the sound and everything, if you had a time machine and you could go back to a certain era, it would be probably the mid 80s or the early 80s.
Yeah, it'd be mid 80s and like part of the early 90s for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Hot Tub Time Machine?
Oh yes.
Okay, all right, good.
Brilliant.
No one gets it. Everyone thinks it's horrible.
I loved it.
See?
Just like nobody gets Tropic Thunder. I loved it.
Yes, Tropic Thunder.
Dude, that's a tour staple. You have to. Yes, it's great.
Words to live by. You never go full, and then words to live.
You never go. You go maybe Rain Man, but you never go full.
Yes. Wow, dude. A pleasure having you here,
Thank
Brendon.
you again
so
for
much,
having me.
man.
I always have a good time. This is great.
This is amazing. It's Z100.